Which killer is the least deadly and which killer is the most deadly during the Tools of Torment mid-season update? Today we're gonna find this out. Make sure to sub to the channel if you haven't already, and without further ado, let's go! The Trickster's case is just sad. He's our place number 30, losing out 2 places with a kill rate of 49.12, and he gains 1.31%. This is a bit of an absurdity if you really think about it. He gains in percentages but loses out in numbers. This is a thing you will see quite often in this list. Only 4 killers will lose kill rate percentages because in general the kill rate and the killers got way more deadly since the last update or since the release of the Tools of Torment chapter. With that being said, Trickster finds himself in place number 30. One of the 4 killers that is losing kill rate percentages is the Huntress. She loses 11 places and also 3.07% in kill rate percentages, ending up at 49.61, also being one of the 2 killers below the 50 percentile. I don't really need to explain why she's here. She's one of the most picked killers in game. Many players pick player very early on. They're not experienced and that's why they push her very far down. But as we've seen throughout the kill rate lists, yeah, every killer is ready for a bounce back because this list right here is very fluctuant if you really think about it. 11 places down, other will gain 14 places or drop 14 places, and there will definitely be a surprising entry on top of the list who has battled further down and also in the middle before. Who this is, you will find out, but for now, Huntress is our place number 29. Losing 3 places in our place number 28 is Hillbilly. He has a kill rate of 50.96%. He gains 0.15%. This is okay, but nothing major. Many players have unlocked the Demogorgon by accident. No one really knows why and how this has happened. However, it has some effects on his kill rate percentages, losing 1.3%, ending up at a kill rate of 52.48%, and also going down 14 places, being one of the 4 killers that ultimately is losing out in kill rate percentages. I mean, if many new players have this killer, this only makes sense. Let's crack on. Nemesis has a slight increase in his kill rate, 0.17%. However, this is not enough to deny him from dropping 7 places. He ends up at a kill rate of 52.75%, which is okay, but he needs, I don't know, does he need changes? For me, it feels like he needs some minor tweaks in order to be somewhat relevant, and I do feel like that his add-ons do weigh very heavily in that regard, because his add-ons are not very good. There's Marvin's Blood, right? And there's nothing else that you should consider playing, if I recall that correctly. Nevertheless, the Nemesis finds himself in place number 26. Baba is one of the most annoying killers in Dead by Daylight. I do think we can all agree on that. However, his camping behavior does not necessarily make him one of the best killers in Dead by Daylight, as his kill rate reflects. He has a kill rate of 52.90% and loses out 0.86% and also drops 5 places and now is found in our place number 25 outside, very far outside our top 20. The Knight bounces back. Despite only gaining 5 places, he gains 6 entire percent when it comes to kill rate percentages, ending up at 53.10%, which is, yeah, pretty fine for him. I do think in this area, no one really has that much. And I think that's okay, because the Knight has potential to be very, very annoying, but this right here is the perfect position for him. As I said earlier, generally speaking, the kill rate has risen amongst all killers. The Ghostface is a good example of that. He loses 2 places but gains 1.13% in kill rate percentage, ending up at 53.1%. And even the worst killer in Dead by Daylight, despite staying in the same position as in the last list, gains in kill rate percentages. He gains 1.56%, ending up at a kill rate of 53.35%. And I've said it a bunch of times already, but catching someone in a bear trap is one of the best and most satisfying things that Dead by Daylight has to offer. If you disagree with me on that, you can definitely let me know down below in the comments, because I really want to... No, actually, let's make the question out. What is the most satisfying thing in Dead by Daylight? Yeah, let me know down below in the comments. What is the most satisfying thing in Dead by Daylight? Yeah, actually, I'm really intrigued to know that. You can now see it in this list. If you've gained under 1%, you are definitely losing places. If you've gained more than 1%, you're definitely gaining places. And Legion is an example for that. He loses 5 places despite gaining 0.53% in kill rate percentages, and he ends up at the same kill rate as the Trap. 4 places up in our place number 20 goes the Clown with a kill rate increase of 2.47%. I still need to learn the Clown a bit because he is so complex. It doesn't seem like it, but he's one of the most complex killers in Dead by Daylight. Long story short, I'm happy that he's inside the top 20. By the way, have I ever mentioned that I'm afraid of clowns, but that I actually like clowns in every aspect? This is weird, right? But there's a wrestler called Doink the Clown, and I like Doink the Clown, but I'm afraid of clowns IRL. And I like the Clown, but I'm actually afraid of... Am I actually afraid of clowns? I don't know. Maybe there's something I just say. The more I think of... Anyways, let's crack on, eh? And continuing the upwards trend is the Deathslinger. He gained 7 places and also 3.57% in kill rate numbers, ending up at 54.28%. And I do think that is very deserved, very lovely. And there's nothing else to add, really. And here is exactly what I said in the beginning. Being the same as the last time around is definitely not enough in order to retain your position. The Doctor is dropping 9 places, he is gaining 0.18% in kill rate numbers, but as I said, he is falling out of the top 10 and is now found in our place number 18. Killers overall got stronger. A big exception to this, however, is the Shape. He gains 2%, ending up at 55.16%. However, he loses 2 places. I mean, we all know why this is. He's still one of the weakest killers, so we can actually be very happy that he's gaining 2%. Tombstone pieces and yada 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 are obviously reasons for that. And losing the silver medal is Oni. He loses 14 places. 14 places, and he also loses only 0.86% in kill rate numbers, ending up at the number you can read on your display. What in the bloody world is happening here? I know that these whole kill rate things, I love to comment them by the way, because they're all just jumpy and over the place, and I just love it. But that Oni is only the 16th best killer at the moment? Wow, this is surprising to me. The spot in the gold medal is taking home Wraith. He has gained 8 places, coming from place number 23, and now he is found in our place number 15. He has a kill rate increase of 4.85% and a current kill rate of 56.49%. I love it. I love to play against Wraith. I love to play with Wraith, and I also need to get better with him because I need to block pallets better and windows better, and man, it's just so fun. It's just so fun. And as we had it a bunch of times already, the twins are gaining percentages 1.12%, but they are losing 7 places because they haven't gained enough. They got better, they're more meta than the last time around, but they are still only the 14th strongest killer to this. The releasing kill rate of Dredge was horrendous. He was only slightly above the 50th percentile, but he has regained and redeemed himself almost perfectly. He gains 14 places and also gains 6.14% in kill rate numbers, ending up at 56.58. I think that's just beautiful. That's exactly where it should be. I also have played the Dredge more on stream, twitch.tv/modernagony, and I must say, yeah, he's fun. It's only frustrating with lockers sometimes because they're not properly spawning around gens, which is really frustrating, but I mean, every killer has a downside. The last time around, the nerf of the nerfs was just released, and therefore you couldn't really see how it affected her. Now you see, she gained 0.7% in kill rate numbers, and now she's finding our place number 12. She was formerly known as our place number 3. With a kill rate of 56.67, despite gaining 0.7%, you could now say, yeah, but how has the nerf actually hurt her? You need to see that the changes that were made have affected other killers better. And this is the only thing that matters in the end. Pick rate and kill rate. And if a kill rate is in the 12th position, then that's absolutely fine. That is absolutely fine. We don't need to argue about that. The nurse is still one of the strongest killer in game, period. But that she's only the 12th strongest killer right in this moment is very relieving. The second most picked killer, Wesker, finds himself missing the top 10. He drops 3 places from place number 8. He has a current kill rate of 56.68%, gaining 1.7%. I think the position for him is just lovely. I do feel like with this list, I agree very much. Yeah, actually, I agree with that very, very much. The more I think about it, the more I look upwards this list, right? And the more I look downwards, yeah, I actually agree with this a lot. And I think if it stays this way, I wouldn't mind it at all. But now, let's crack on to the top 10, shall we? In the last list, Blight was missing out the top 10 as he was placed in number 11. Now he gains 1 place, finds himself inside the top 10, and also gains 3.06% in kill rate percentages, and I think that is just lovely. There's not really a change when it comes to the spirit in her kill rate percentages. She gains 0.1%, but what really is 0.1%, she is still at 57.71 as the last time around, if you really want to say it like that. However, she didn't gain enough, and therefore she drops 8 places. She's not our place number 1 anymore, and therefore we also know that we have a new number 1, and I think we also know that we have a new top 3. Lovely stuff. 4% up, 4 places up, 57.82 for the Executioner. The artist is clearly one of the weirdest wildcards on this list. In the last list, she has lost 26 places just to gain 23 places this time around. She is absolutely a weird killer indeed. As I said, she gains 23 places and also 15.55%, ending up at 58.23%. The pig is one of the most reliable killers when it comes to 1 and 2 kill games, and therefore it's absolutely no surprise that she is found inside our top 6. She's gaining 4.31% and also 4 places compared to the last time around, ending up at 58.28%. And now we're on the home stretch with the hack. She is gaining 1 place and she has currently a kill rate of 59.12%, and she gains 3.43%. There's nothing really to say here for the hack. I just wanted to raise an awareness again that the kill rate has increased overall. This is like very, very, very important because the last time around, the best killer was the Spirit and she was at a kill rate of 57.61, and we have hit that mark at place number 9 already. I just wanted to say that again, but place number 9 was formerly our place number 1, but also with the percentage that the killer in that position was holding, the Spirit, right? Because she hasn't really changed much. So the hack and everything that is to come kills almost as reliable as the developers want the kill rate to be, because the developers want the kill rate to be at the 60th percentile for almost every killer, and we're now coming closer to that level, and that's just beautiful. The Plague stays in the same position despite gaining 4% and up at a kill rate of 59.65, and spoilers, she will be the last killer that is not hitting the 60% mark. And the first killer that is above the 60th percentile is Freddy in our place number 3, as he takes home the bronze medal by gaining 2 places compared to the last time around. He has a current killer of 60.60 and he has gained 4.64% compared to the last time around, and this is just lovely. The oblivious status effect that he applies when the opponents are in the dream mode is still massive, and he's a solo Q stomper. That is so terrifying despite being on the weaker end of killers. Nevertheless though, I'm happy that Freddy is found here. And the silver medal takes home the new killer, the Skull Merchant, with a kill rate of 60.81. Let us talk about the Skull Merchant very, very briefly. She is notoriously known for holding free gens, and I think you can see this right here. If Behavior is really aiming for the 60% mark when it comes to kill rate, they have done a stellar job with the Skull Merchant, because right now she seems balanced. However, they still need to improve her a lot, and I mean, with a lot, they need to improve her, that her drones actually do more things, but that it's harder for her to hold free gens. I think the end game against the Skull Merchant right now is something they really need to work on, because it's really easy to hold free gens with her. And yeah, there's nothing else to add. You can set up early on and you can drag the game to a distance that has never been seen before, with some examples leading to matches that take over 30 minutes. With that being said, the Skull Merchant takes home place number 2. And my favorite killer takes the gold medal, and the Onryo also gains 13 places and increases by 8.68% in kill rate numbers, ending up at 61.98. And this is also something we need to quickly address. The iridescent video type and the ring draw add-on, they have a very, very, very heavy impact on why hero kill rate is this high. I am currently training with these add-ons and play with these a lot when I do my casual round of DBD, because I actually think about making a video about this because A, not many people have done it, and B, I think that it's so much fun to play with that way. You completely go for Condemned. The way for the first time, you can kind of like use a power. You can teleport around very often because you always reset it when you down someone in the last 4 TVs. So you never teleport more than 4 to 5 times. And if you're then able to down someone and then reset the 4 last TVs you've teleported to, I think that's just awesome. And also, Condemned was never a thing the survivors needed to worry about, but now they have to do that, and that is just so awesome and adds a whole new layer to her. However, behavior still needs to do some tweaks there, because I think it should be possible to do that, what you can do right now, but to a lesser extent without add-ons already. This would improve the Onryo significantly in value and in fun, because at the moment I probably have the most fun that I've ever had playing Sadako in Dead by Daylight. And this rounds up this video. What was the most surprising entry on this? Let me know down below in the comments. Make sure to sub to this channel, join my Discord if you want to, and there's nothing else to add. See you in the next one. Bye.